Bueno, nos encontramos con el director de Star Wars, Los Últimos Jedi. Hola Ryan, hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm great.
You are the man of the moment. You are the man who we can talk to that can give us away some of the information that nobody else can give us.
I can tell you nothing.
Nothing.
So I don't know who you think you're talking to.
What is that secrecy? What is important, that secrecy with all the Star Wars saga around the years?
Well, I think I have an interesting relationship with the secrecy because it seems like on one hand, like, oh, is it strange that we're just keeping all this secret from the fans because they all want to know so much? But then, having been a Star Wars fan myself for the past 40 years, I know, being on the other side, that secrecy is so much fun. And it's like being a little kid not knowing what you're going to get for Christmas. Yeah. You get more and more excited as it leads up to it. So, so I don't know. At the end of the day, once people see the movie, all the secrecy goes away. It doesn't matter. It's a good movie or it isn't. But I think it is fun in the build-up to feel like there's a surprise waiting for you.
I think many people have come up to you because you're not only the director, you're the writer. You have the new ideas, new characters. How was that, bringing all these new characters and creatures and story to this saga that is known and beloved by many?
I mean, it was fun. I couldn't, at the very start of it, I had to kind of, again, because I had been a fan for so long, I know how much the fan base cares about these movies. I know all the opinions they have, and everyone knows what they want and don't want in a Star Wars movie. To me, the only thing I really wanted to do was make a good film. That's the way to make everyone happy, is make a good movie. So I kind of had to block everything out. I had to say, I'm not going to think about what the fans want. I'm just going to think about what I want, because I know I'm a fan. And that, to me, was the one way I could make sure that I'm just making something that came from the heart.
Were you building up this story even before you were named director? Like, oh, I might do this or that, or I can change this?
Oh, well, any Star Wars fan, absolutely. That's part of the relationship. That's why you see so much fan stories and fan art and theories. I think it speaks to how rich the world is, that as a fan, you want to jump into it and start telling your own stories. It's like when we were all kids playing with the toys and making up our own stories. It's part of the fun of it. So,
do you have any guidelines from J.J. Abrams or from Lucasfilm to what we can do and what we can?
Not really, no.
It was all up to you.
Yeah, it was very free. I mean, I wanted to work with Lucasfilm, and there's some very smart, creative people at Lucasfilm, and Kathy Kennedy, and everything that I would come up with, I would, mostly because of my own insecurity, I would say, especially if it was a very weird idea, if it went very far, I would say, is this all right? And they would always encourage me to keep going further and further. So, no, I didn't find any restrictions. In fact, I found I was really given creative freedom and encouraged to explore, which was great.
How was meeting Mark and working with him? That must be something.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, Luke Skywalker was was the character I loved when I was growing up. I mean, Han Solo was the cool one, but I wasn't cool. I was Luke. I was like this kid living in the middle of nowhere, like wanting to get out and have adventures. So, it was really surreal getting to work with Mark and sitting there talking to him, and every few seconds I would think, oh my god, this is Luke Skywalker I'm talking to. It took a while for that not to happen.
We get to see new creatures. The porgs are going to be great. They're going to be love. How they came up to? How were you created them?
Well, the porgs, it started because I knew I wanted to have something fun on the island, some comic relief. I also, when we were scouting Skellig and Michael, which is the island in Ireland where we shot Luke's island, the island is a bird sanctuary, and it's covered with puffins, little tiny puffin birds, and they're adorable, and they're everywhere on the island. Like, you had to watch your steps so you didn't step on any. And I thought, this is amazing, we have to find the Star Wars version of this, and voila, the birds.
We also have Benicio del Toro on this movie. DJ, what about his character? What can we learn from him?
No, I can't tell you much. I mean, other than it's always been my dream to work with Benicio. I felt so lucky I got to work with him on this. And his character is fun because there's a long tradition of scoundrels in Star Wars movies, and he kind of represents a version of that. So it's pretty great.
How many answers are we getting this time around? We will get to know where is Finn and Daisy character Rey coming from, who their parents are. Do we, or we might not?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. To me, answers are always interesting, but only if they have dramatic impact in the story. So just presenting a list of answers, I think, very boring. I only presented the answers if at some point it was going to make you gasp because of when it was revealed in the story. So we'll get some answers, won't get others, but hopefully the ones we get will be very satisfying.
Are we going to see Luke and Princess Leia getting together this time?
Well, we'll see.
Are they? Please tell me.
Well, we'll see. I can't tell you. I like torturing you.
Yeah, this is torture.
Yeah.
You know, I found something really funny on IMDb.
Yeah.
And it's trademarks from Rian Johnson. Tell me if it's true or not.
Okay.
He always shoots in 35mm film.
Almost true. We actually shot. We shot about 40% of this film digitally, actually, and so it was a combination of film and digital.
Often cast Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
True.
Is he around this time?
He has a voice, small part. He's a voice of an
Oh,
alien.
nice.
We'll see if people can pick out who it is. Yeah.
Main characters speak several languages.
That's interesting. I guess so. Yeah. It's an alien. Yeah. Ray can speak Wookiee, I guess, or he understands it. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
In his movies, works with cinematographer Steve Jeldin.
Yes, every single film, including this one.
In his movies, there are always an orphan character.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Oh my God, this person knows a lot.
He used rural locations to shoot.
Yes, absolutely.
You like shadows and darkness?
Who doesn't?
And this is interesting. Use a mafia or crime syndicate as core of the pilot.
I guess so, mostly because I love working in genre. And genre, it's always more interesting when you have some underworld element to it. So, yeah, it's been the case.
So he's got it right.
They know their stuff.
Yeah, so it was announced the movie's gonna be 2 hours and a half. A lot of action, a lot of surprises waiting for us.
Yeah.
And there's the new trilogy also announced. It's gonna be very different from the characters that we're seeing. Is something new?
Well, we'll see. I'm just at the very beginning of coming
This is not a great interview.
We'll
see. Ya veremos.
But we will see. That's
Ya
exciting.
veremos.
That's exciting.
Do you know the name in Spanish? Los Últimos Jedi?
Those Ultimos Jedi, see?
Yeah, muy bien.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, if we can wrap it up, what is going to be this time around this movie? The Last Jedi, what is going to be about?
The Last Jedi. It's about Luke Skywalker, The Last Jedi. This is going to be a movie where we take the characters from The Force Awakens and then we really put them through it and we challenge them and we see what they're made out of. And hopefully we'll know a lot more about them by the end of this movie.
One more. There is something about language. In English, it's The Last Jedi, and in Spanish, it's Los Últimos. It's a plural.
Plural, yeah.
And what is it about? In English, it's the last, and here we got...
Yeah, it's very interesting because I never thought singular, plural. In my mind, I guess I always had it as singular because it was Luke Skywalker, but I'll be curious to see after audiences see it if they think the plural also makes sense. We'll see.
We'll see.
That's my favorite
That's
phrase.
the answer. We'll see. Gracias, Ryan. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, man. A real pleasure.
It's a pleasure. It was fun.